What's up? I'm Bee and welcome to my channel. Happy Monday if you are a member because you are getting early access to this video, and happy Tuesday if you are not because that is when this will be released to the general public. Today we are here to talk about LADYBOSS weight loss. Last year I made two videos about LADYBOSS weight loss, Kaelin Tuell-Poulin and her husband, and I just kind of dove in to their business. I had heard some sketchy things about it and I wanted to take a look. I wanted to dive a little bit deeper, and at the end of the day, background on Kaelin is that she joined an MLM, lost 65 pounds, which congratulations, great for her. That made her feel good, so I'm happy that she's happy. But after losing that weight, she stopped being in an MLM and created her own company, LADYBOSS Weight Loss. And LADYBOSS sold things like greens powders, meal replacement shakes, gummies, shakes for your kids, merch, workout plans, all that kind of stuff. And I just kind of wanted to take a look at it and see if it was a legitimate company or if something was kind of off. And I walked away from both of those videos saying, if you're into it and you like it, great, but I have some concerns, and I won't go too deep into those. I will leave cards up here for you to go back and watch those videos if you would like, but it has recently come to my attention through a lot of comments on those videos that LADYBOSS is closing their doors, and in the process of closing down LADYBOSS Weight Loss, there are some things that are absolutely not okay. I feel like a lot of my videos are pretty heavily focused on commentary, but I'm going to present you all with some facts and just understand that the overarching theme of this video is that this is not okay. The way that Kaelin is treating her employees and soon to be former employees, some of them already former employees, is not okay, and the way she's treating her customers isn't okay either. I don't really have anything to add other than this is bad. But thankfully, I was able to get connected with a former LADYBOSS weight loss employee named Beth. She has been so gracious and so lovely and shared a lot of this information with me that I'm going to go ahead and share with you. And I just feel like it needs to be spoken about. There's a lot of people who are really upset about this, a lot of people who have not been treated fairly. And again, it's not okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about it. Side note, I just realized I'm wearing an old merch prototype. I have the Mars collection available on represent.com, and this design is still available, but the text is a lot smaller because right now it goes into my armpit. This was like a sample that I ordered. It's been corrected. So if you see this and you're like, that's kind of wonky, rest assured, it has been fixed. Moving on to the main focus of this video. On April 12th, Kaelin posted to her Instagram a picture of her and her husband with the following caption. "This is the most difficult thing I've ever had to say, ... We're closing LADYBOSS, ... with the exception of coaching and Ignite. It was 7 years ago as 21 and 24-year-olds that Brandon and I took the entrepreneurial leap of faith together. We were newly engaged and hungry to make something of ourselves. We were 2 months behind on all of our bills, feeling all the pressure in the world, but we didn't care. We worked tirelessly day and night for 2 months to launch our first company together, LADYBOSS, and have continued the same driving, grinding, hustling every day since." Brandon, serial entrepreneur. Reference my first video about them. I'm uncomfy with that phrase, regardless. "We couldn't have dreamed of the obstacles we would surmount and the milestones we would achieve with LADYBOSS. 700,000 customers, Inc. magazine's #4 fastest growing company in America, a Barnes & Noble best-selling book, media tours, major publication contributions, entrepreneur awards, product awards, and company awards. We've basically been strapped to a rocket ship, blasting through space at 1,000,000 miles per hour, trying to hold on as tight as we can since the inception of this company, and we think it's time that we finally loosen the grip, let go of the rocket, begin our orbit, and enjoy the view of life for the first time in our adult lives. This decision has come not from a lack of effort or love of our team and customers, but it really can come down to a few things. Number one, an 80% increase in raw materials that we use to make our products, digital advertising changes that crippled our ability to reach new customers. Suspicious. and drastic increases in fulfillment costs. Some of this is due to COVID, some of it not. These multiple rapid shifts in such a small amount of time have unfortunately led to an unsustainable business model. But more excitingly, number 2, we have a desire to begin a new chapter. We have 2 young daughters that we don't get to spend near enough time with, who we want to know us, be raised by us, and be present in their lives during these precious years. Plus, her punctuation is confusing to me. Plus, the desire to have more babies here soon. Oh, so you're pandering. Don't be mad at me. I just want to be a mom. Okay. And we're ready for a chapter where we can spend time with our growing family, not just with our business. As sad as it feels to let go, we know, ... continued in comment section. Arrow down. As sad as it feels to let go, we know that it's time for us to move on. We want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being part of this journey with us, for all of your support, love, and memories that you have blessed us with over the years. Now, with all that being said, we will be doing one final liquidation sale starting tomorrow, including $19 bags of lean, $10 bottles of glow, $12 bottles of greens, $9 boxes of bars, $12 bottles of fuel, $4 bottles of rest, $5 bags of gummies. This will be the last call to get all of your favorite LADYBOSS products before they are gone for good. And this time, I really mean it. To be quite frank, I don't know what that's in reference to. I don't know if she's hinted at closing the business before or like said, oh, we might have to close the business, so we're going to do a sale. I'm not quite sure. I couldn't find anything on it. If you have any insider info, feel free to drop that down below. But she doesn't really explain, and this time I really mean it, so moving on. So whatever you do, don't miss this one because it's the last. This isn't goodbye, it's I'll see you soon. I'll be continuing on sharing my stories, life, family, fun, inspiration, and crazy thoughts on my Instagram and Facebook. So make sure you stick around with me so we can continue to connect and engage with each other, but in a whole new way. I have a couple fun projects up my sleeve and a lot of things that I've always wanted to share but haven't had the opportunity to yet. I don't know what kind of crazy I'll be getting myself into, but I have a feeling it's gonna be good. With love, Kaelin. Okay, so the business is closing. There's going to be a liquidation sale that is currently still happening. That seems pretty typical. However, the big issue is that the employees of LADYBOSS Weight Loss have not had adequate time to prepare, and they are running into a lot of issues. Now, like I said, I was able to talk to Beth, a former LADYBOSS Weight Loss employee, and she shared some really unsettling information with me. First and foremost, I want to take a look at a TikTok that she created, and this will also be linked down below.
I started working for this company in July. I thought I landed the best opportunity. Well, that was soon found out to be a lie. This company is shady. The business owners are shady. On April the 12th, on a Zoom call, they let us know that they were closing the business and that they were extending their sale to allow us to work 2 weeks because they were having a liquidation sale. They actually gave us 8 days because on the 22nd was our last day. Right after they did that, they had the liquidation sale, but they flew off and went to New Orleans where they bought an RV. Had steak dinner while us workers were being threatened that if we didn't work, we weren't going to receive our paycheck. Had a brunch or whatever for Easter. Being congratulated on their new business coming up. While us workers were scared we weren't going to receive our check, so we did 100 to 140 hours to help the customers that was being double charged and triple charged. The thousands of emails coming in, letting us know that their bank contacted them because they were double charged. Again, we stayed because we were being threatened. And if we left, they would hate for something to happen to our unemployment. But now we are filing our unemployment. And for some quarters, they didn't even post that they paid us. So now we're having to send in documentation to prove that we worked there, to prove that we received a paycheck. Who runs a business like this? Brandon and Kaelin Poulin. That's who. Beware of their next business. Not only did she lie and state that this is how she lost her weight and how she became a pro fitness contestant and winner, the whole business was a lie. They stole different programs from different people and implemented them as their own.
In my previous videos, I did talk about the inconsistencies in Kaelin's story about how she did in fact lose the weight, what made her decide that she wanted to lose it, all that kind of stuff. But I do want to really go over Beth's new information that she provided me. First message says, liquidation was a mess. Hundreds, if not thousands of ladies were double, if not triple charged for one order they placed. LADYBOSS had it set up for each item to charge individually, so most banks flagged orders as fraud. They did this so they could charge tax on each item and not the whole order. And for most of the sale, the banner said free shipping over $80 when LADYBOSS said the shipping was based on the number of items and weight. Shipping charges were attached to the products purchased and made it look as if the item was charged at full price instead of the discounted price, made it very confusing to the customer. So this is where I have an issue in what they are doing with the people purchasing the products. They're double charging, triple charging, doing things separately so that way they can charge different tax rates. And this is purely speculation, but I also wonder if they kind of separated out those charges so that way they could say, well, like, you didn't qualify for free shipping because it wasn't all charged on one, and they could charge them additional times for sending out the actual product. Again, this is not from Beth. This is my theory, my kind of thinking of, well, why would they say it's free shipping over $80 and then charge them separately, and they're also taking advantage of the tax? Just kind of something that is kind of rattling around in my brain. And then as far as treatment of employees, because imagine this, imagine you are working for a company that you think is doing so much good. You're like, they are providing products, they're providing services that are here to help people. I'm so excited to be here. I know that I'm making a positive impact on the world. I'm super excited about this job. And then the business that you're working for says, oh, we're closing down. Okay, thoughts going on, happening. When are we closing down? How much time do we have to find a new job? What's this going to look like? How is everything happening? You would hope that that company takes care of you, but Beth tells a bit of a different story. In Beth's TikTok, she said they were contacted on April 12th to be advised that the business would be closing down. I wanted to ask, are they doing layoffs in waves, or are most people still working to fulfill these orders and do customer service? Additionally, does everyone have a set date that they will stop working, or is she seemingly play it by ear? And she said just about everyone's last day was on April 22nd, 2022. There's only a handful of people still there, maybe around 11 to 15 people trying to clean up the mess. That's why so many people still haven't received their order confirmation or still waiting for a refund where they were double charged. They are still sending out ads because they still have a lot of vanilla cake lean they are trying to sell. From my understanding, May 6th or May 20th is the last day for the rest of them. They are closely monitoring their social media to weed out the negativity because they want to protect their public reputation. That's why you are now seeing a lot of posts about faith and family. Hearsay they were paying their kids close to $5 million a year. Now ex-employees are going through a whole mess because they didn't report our pay correctly, so we are having to deal with that while filing our unemployment, having to send in pay stubs to show we were paid and was going there. And then she did send me a screenshot of the email that Kaelin sent out trying to get rid of those last few products. This is just astounding to me. I find it so incredibly disrespectful that Kaelin and Brandon would treat their employees this way. On top of that, they've possibly been reporting their income incorrectly. They've possibly not reported certain paychecks that have gone out. They're flying off, having fun, enjoying themselves while there are people who have dedicated their time and their energy and effort into this company that are now having to figure out what they are going to do. Imagine losing your job in such a rapid and unorganized way. That is so scary. So there are employees there working, putting in so many hours trying to make sure that the customers are taken care of despite this short notice from Kaelin and Brandon, despite the fact that they were essentially, from what I know, from what I've seen in talking to somebody who worked for LADYBOSS, they were just kind of blindsided by this closing. They didn't have a ton of time to prepare, to get backup plans in place, nothing like that. People are struggling, and Kaelin and Brandon are just like, well, we're closing, we're gonna sell everything, and we're hopping off to brunch. We're gonna go have a good time. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't like it, and I think it's wrong. So that's why I wanted to make a video about this. I know there were a lot of you guys asking me to talk about it. And like I said, at the end of the day, I don't really have much commentary to add because there isn't a way to spin this to see it from the other person's side, to be like, oh, well, let's play devil's advocate. And I'm not a fan of that game anyway, because sometimes things are just wrong. And it seems, from what I know, that the employees were treated wrongly. So I just wanted to spread some awareness. I wanted to do a follow-up because I did make those first two videos kind of questioning the validity and the legitimacy of certain things going on with their company. And I hope that for anybody who was a part of the LADYBOSS weight loss community or was an employee there, I hope you're doing okay. I can't imagine how upsetting it would be to have given so much time and emotional energy to this business and then to feel like you have the rug ripped out from under you. And going forward, for anybody else, if you are looking into a business venture started by Kaelin and her husband Brandon, I hope that you somehow come across this video and you decide to abstain from engaging, because everything I have learned about her just seems a little bit off, and all of this information has solidified that for me. But for now, that is all the information I have to share with you about this topic. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and while you are there, if you could leave any words of encouragement for former LADYBOSS employees or community members, that would be great. And while you're doing that, if you would consider liking this video or subscribing to my channel, that would be incredible. And if you're subscribed already, thank you so much. I am so appreciative of you, and I love being able to just sit here, hang out with you, and talk about whatever. Thank you so much for watching. Please be kind to people, and I will see you in the next one.